Hello. Welcome to Inspiring You. If we haven't met, I'm Henry. So, my friends, we're going to do an ascension update, an energy update. This week, my friends. I don't know. This week has felt like an extremely, it has felt like time has been so interesting where it feels like time is going faster, but yet also it feels like I don't know. It feels like we've kind of lived a year in 1 week, and, it's been interesting. So, let's unpack what's going on. This week has had a ton of high vibrations and radiant energy, which we probably needed it for a lot of reasons around the world, but specifically here in the US. Whoo! It has been an interesting week. We had the US presidential debate on Tuesday, and this is where, my friends, it feels like the debate was like 10 years ago, but it was just on Tuesday. Today's Friday. Wow. And then we also, then the next day was September 11th, which is just, in terms of the US, it can feel extremely, just a lot of loss and grief, sadness. And as we take time to remember those who we lost and take time to grieve. And so, yeah. And so I have done a lot of energy healing this week in regard to myself, as well as just being called to douse for certain situations. In fact, the only way I personally was able to watch the debate was I was guided to not only turn on Reiki, but also to do a dowsing energy healing session during most of the debate. I think I probably doused for about an hour and like 15, 20 minutes maybe. Um, and I knew as soon as I started watching it, my higher self soul came in and my guides came in and just said, I had already turned on Reiki, but, had suggested also to start dowsing. And at first I was like, oh, I just kind of want to watch it. I turned on Reiki, I did Reiki, but then I could just feel there's so much wobbliness, and it just felt ungrounded. It felt like there was just a lot of just intense energies. And because I'm so highly sensitive, I not only need to take care of myself, but also just being a energy practitioner and being called to support and always respecting free will, and then asking, anybody else who wishes to receive it, that they can receive it for the highest good. But that being said, though, there's been a ton of high vibrations and radiant energy has come in this week. And so I just want to check in to see how you are feeling, and how have you been doing and feeling through these powerful energies and through this week? And also this month is the month where we're talking a lot about transformation. We have the, eclipse coming up, and there's just a lot that's being unpacked. In fact, this week I did a lot of contemplating, a lot of writing, a lot of contemplating, and there'll be a point where I feel like maybe I'll share some of the things that I've experienced and been witnessing. And taking time to reflect can be really important because, it's as you're walking this path, just what are you sensing? What are you sensing in terms of the shifting, not only in the air today, but, moving into tomorrow? What are your intentions? But there's been quite a few, just intense energetic couple days. And in fact, in Los Angeles, yeah, on Thursday morning, we started off the morning with, I think it was like a 4.7 earthquake. Whoo! And and it was the first time in my experience that I was not near my phone. I had just woken up and I had gone to the bathroom and I was going to the bathroom and all of a sudden I heard the alarm go off indicating that there's about to be an earthquake and I was like, "Oh my goodness." And so nothing quite wakes you up and gets you motivated to get off that toilet faster than when you hear the earthquake alarm. And so then I was trying to pull the toilet paper and it was a new roll of toilet paper. And so it was a bit, tight. And so I was trying to pull it off and it was ripping and shredding. And I was like, oh my God. If you ever seen the Seinfeld moment where Elaine is like, "Can you spare a square?" I just started laughing because 'cause I'm like, "I just need a square. I just need one square that's not, like, ripped." And then next thing you know, the shaking is happening and the shaking's happening, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in a very vulnerable situation here where I am literally sitting on the toilet with my with my shorts at my ankles." Just and then I just started laughing. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this week." And so but finally I was able to, get myself off the toilet and then it stopped. But there's a moment, when you're having these experiences, and if you've never experienced an earthquake, there's a moment where you're like, "Wait, do I need to, run for cover?" You do I is this gonna be the prolonged one? And so, but fortunately, it was not, and, all is well. And I always look at it as like Mother Earth is, releasing and shifting as well. And that being said, so that happened on Thursday, on on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I was going to meet my friend at the local coffee shop, and I'm walking my dog, and I'm trying to, you know, get my dog into like a little bit of a run, so that way we weren't late. And of course, my dog though is also going to the bathroom. Apparently, this week one of the themes was going to the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom, well, she goes to the bathroom. So let me clarify. When I was on the toilet, I was going to the bathroom. My dog was going to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom, and then I was picking up, her I was picking up, what she'd put down, and I was using a bag, and I picked it up with the bag. I don't even know, but in the glory of humaning, I somehow managed to get part of it on where you tie the bag, and so next thing you know, I ended up with it on my hand. That's right. I had shit on my hand. I had dog shit on my hand, and then I didn't realize I had it on my hand, and I moved my hand. I went to go move my, I don't even know what I was doing, but I ended up putting my hand near my nose, and I got it on my nose and right under, like, right on the top of my lip. So then all of a sudden I smell this huge whiff of dog poop. I was like, "Oh my god. I have poop on my hand and on my face." And I just was like, "Oh my goodness. This is what it's like to be human. This is humaning at its finest." And I was just laughing, and I couldn't go back home because I would have been late to meet my friend. And luckily, somebody had just watered their grass. And so I was able to wipe my hand and then I was able to use a clean bag to make sure to wipe my face because I didn't wanna go into a coffee shop with something on with it on my face. And so, yeah, this week has been interesting, and through both of these experiences, I just was finding the humor and I was just laughing, like laughing. And I share this because, in my experience, I had done a dowsing before. I was actually in 5D or higher, if you will. My soul is completely embodied, and I was 100% grounded, aligned, and I was in peace energy. And even if you're in these things, you're living a human experience and things happen. And I think sometimes, I notice sometimes when I'm working with clients, they wanna just be in the joy and they don't want things to, like, happen, and they might view it as like, "Oh, I put my hand in some dog doo-doo, and, like, that's such a negative thing, and what does that mean? That's negative." And it's not right, wrong, good, or bad, there's an isness, and there's just a lot of there's just a lot of shit that is clearing from in the present, from the collective, from maternal, maternal lineages, from Earth's history. Obviously, the day before we had the earthquake, I had put my hand in the dog poop. And when you really look at it, like things are clearing in the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, Mother Earth. Earth, and the next day needed to have an earthquake in Los Angeles area in order to clear some negative energy to shift so that way, she can shift to a higher vibrational frequency and also let go of, some old stagnant energy. And so the more that you just find humor in it and also being resourceful, where I was like, oh, I can't go back home. And so look, somebody just watered the lawn. Let me you know, just make sure to wipe it off my hands, and then none of it did get on to the grass per se because I would have picked that up so that way nobody steps in it. Um, and then just making sure that my face is clean, and then as soon as I went into the coffee shop, saw my friend, I said, "Hey, I need to go to the bathroom." And this is even better, I went to the bathroom as I was about to close the door to wash my hands and face. Somebody who works there said, "Oh, wait, there's no soap." So then I had to wait an additional, like, 5 minutes while they go back and fill it up with the soap, and I just was laughing. I just was laughing and in gratitude that I'm gonna have soap, and I'm glad that they did it before I tried to get soap out of an empty container. And so that's where like, you're always being taken care of as well, always being taken care of, and letting yourself learn to move with the flow and letting yourself to have humor where it's appropriate and it can support you, because shit's going to happen no matter what, no matter how much you are in 5D or higher. Even if your soul is completely embodied and your light is shining through, stuff's going to happen. And it's not right, wrong, good, or bad. It's an isness. And it's also about, you know, if there is beneficial wisdom, letting yourself download the wisdom. But sometimes it happened, and not to make meaning out of, or not to try to make make more meaning out of it, or make more drama out of it. It's a situation that happened, and for me, I leaned into more gratitude for being human and more appreciation for this physical world experience, you know? Um, I don't know. So it's like things happen. So this week there has been a lot of energetic days, like large energetic days, and on Thursday, we did experience a buildup of M class flares as solar storms began to grow around the planet, and we watched as the expected CME rolled through. We also saw the arrival of the X1.3 solar flare, and then there was a new sunspot coming in the western part of the sun. And because of this new sunspot, it elevated the activity of the others in terms of the sunspots. And then we also had two coronal holes coming into play with the solar winds hitting 525 km per second and transient plasma pushing in. And then today is Friday the 13th. And, here in the US, it's been Friday the 13th. It's been given a terrible reputation as an unlucky day, when in reality, beyond the 3D matrix, the number 13 is a number of completion, perfection, balance. So many things in this world have been like flipped. So we don't always understand or take time to understand the full power within them. Many things just in our world are misunderstood or misrepresented. And this applies to that aspect of Friday the 13th. So so with it though, you know, if we stay in the misunderstanding of it, that reality tends to keep us divided and fearful and then makes us more focused on surviving. So then if we're focused on the survival, we're not taking time to pause to reflect on ourselves and recognize our true power and our connection to, source, divine source. So there is really beneficial energy on this day. So you want to tap into the unique energy of this day. The energies are more vibrant today compared to yesterday. And you are also likely, in terms of the ascension process, you're likely becoming more accustomed to this upward shift. Each day builds on the last, leading us towards greater progress. So we have a chance for even more of the larger with the potential M class or even X class solar flares, elevated solar winds from what appears to be a recent CME that are still affecting us. Forecasters anticipate the larger CME could hit around midnight, though it could arrive within like a 12 or 14 hour or so window. A smaller CME might also follow. With it though, the forecasting isn't exact science because a lot of this is still new and we're still kind of unfolding it. So we'll just observe together what happens. And if you are somebody who's highly sensitive to energy, you may also receive the information before it's even, coming out in terms of, just the information out there in the greater world. So see how your body is responding to it. A lot of times I know things are happening by how I'm feeling. So let yourself observe and then also just holding space for yourself and others and letting yourself continue being in your light, allowing your light to shine, your love to shine. And then everything else really is then letting yourself fall into place as we support one another as well. And remember, with all of this, to embrace and express and let yourself express your authentic self. And this is not the time for, know that we are in a rebirth cycle here. We're in a transformation, and it's not time to restrain, but really to let your light shine brightly and share it, letting it flow through and, and let it share it. You also want to set the intention to just, support yourself through this experience. You have the power to also make a significant impact simply by offering, your support and love. And it doesn't mean that you're giving away your energy. It doesn't mean you're giving away your light. It just means that you're showing up in the beingness of your light. And just by doing that, oftentimes someone else can, it's like your light can reflect like a mirror for them to recall their own light and to see themselves. So with that then, checking in to see how you're feeling and letting yourself embrace your human side as much as possible in this experience, and also noticing your thoughts, words, emotions, because oftentimes they'll also guide you and they can support you in understanding where you are in your reality and what you're being called to be cleared, and then also what you're being called to shift in terms of inspiration. But being true to yourself is incredibly powerful, and letting yourself really lean into that more and more and stay present in the moment. Use your tools. If you are an energy practitioner, make sure to do some energy clearings for yourself and just let yourself feel also the love, the joy, the gratitude, and let yourself be in these powerful energies and letting them acclimate to for your highest good. So, with that, my friends, um, just know that with it, you know, you also, if you can today, I know it's later. I meant to do this much earlier, but I had several things to do. If you can meditate, it would be really beneficial. Your guide team, your team of light, your spiritual teams can support you in terms of revealing the magnificence of our current energetic state and the unfolding events. And then also letting yourself, there's several energy sessions that are on my podcast, and let yourself then shift and go into the higher form. When we enter that quantum realm, we can really feel the energy of love and peace. And this is something that, years ago when I first did my first dowsing energy session, I was amazed because I came out of it and I felt so incredibly peaceful and so much joy and love, and I could tell that I was in, it was in 5D or higher, and I felt like I was just floating in terms of the energy, light coming through me, and I was so incredibly grounded, aligned, and in this, like, real incredible expanded state of just peace. And once I was in that experience, I was like, "Okay, how do I bring that into my day-to-day even more so?" And I could also tell in terms of the embodiment of my soul, like the quality of it. And so this is something too that it's not just like everyone can experience this. It's just allowing yourself to have that experience and also using the tools again and again. And this is something that I, even now, like, I continue to perceive and experience more and more. And so it's truly an incredible experience. And with that, like, our new earth is just brimming with light energies and love. And we also this week, another thing this week, there's a lot that happened this week. Another thing this week, we've had golden energies coming in as well. And they came in for a couple days, from source. There's these powerful golden energies that they look like melted gold, and they've been like wrapping around our planet, all ascending in these beautiful higher energies to move us forward, bringing us even more so into that love wave love wave activation that we've been talking about for a while. And these energies are just here with us now, supporting us and coding us and wrapping each of us within them to support us. And so, with that, you may be feeling exuberant, you may be experiencing more joyful, or also sleepy. Sometimes you feel more sleepy as you're integrating energies. So, however you're experiencing it, it's unique to you and it's beneficial. Just know that this is part of the energies of the ascension. And these creation energies are also with us as well, remembering this transformation month. So we are in a rebirth. So remember this. This could, because we're in a rebirth, this could also cause like pregnancy symptoms like cramping, lower back pain, pregnancy belly, etc. And so know that we are in a rebirth. And so you might even say you feel very close to the time, like you feel like you're pushing. So we are birthing, you are birthing, you're birthing. We're birthing into this new golden age, if you will, shifting more so into that new earth. And so these golden energies then are coding our planet, your energy field, raising vibrations. These energies are lifting us, preparing us even more so for activation. And it's clear that even more so that we're ready and more people are waking up. And so we're experiencing this transformation. And once it begins, it will unfold completely. And so let yourself also do energy healing meditations. You can connect in to this energy of the gold coming in. Maybe I'll do an energy meditation for that. I'll try and get it up for tomorrow if I can. So just, I feel both really. I feel like I'm in joy, and I feel also, there's this week, like you said, it's been a really big week. A lot has happened. So with that though, each of us experiences these energies differently, and only you know what you need right now. Make sure to tune in, use your tools, and also connect to your higher self soul. Your guide team will support you. Let your team share with you where you are, what's happening, what you need. And if you can't connect with them, that's okay too. Just know that they are there for you. And also, this information here, you're receiving what you need to hear for your highest good. It's this is the light is coming through here. Every time I do a talk, I ask that Reiki is sent if anybody wishes to receive it for their highest good. So you are calling to you what you need to hear. So just take some time, make sure to reflect. If you need to go slower or rest, let yourself slower, because as these energies build and grow, you just might need to rest more. And we might see even more solar activity as things progress. Continue to stay present, hold light, and move through this, and try your best to be right here in the now moment. And if you need a reminder on being in the now, look to your feet, my friends. Let yourself ground and align. You're right here. Follow your breath in, follow your breath out. Take time to come into the present. And then with your feet, they're right here, right now, standing in one space. If you need to clear anything that's blocking your feet chakra, ask to clear, and then feel into your feet, your toes. Find the space you're standing in. Feel yourself right here, right now. Nothing else is needed but the feeling of you being in that space. And from there, letting yourself receive divine source light coming through you, letting it be integrated with ease, grace for your highest good. And then try to keep your light as high as you can hold it, the best that you can. That is all that we are being called to do. And so remember, my friends, we are in a transformation this month. You are a catalyst. So let yourself receive the beneficial activations codes for your highest good. And then tomorrow, I will try to get up a energy healing, high vibrational connection meditation based on what I just talked about. So that is it for now, my friends. And so we always want to delink. And so just ask to delink from this talk, and then asking the light to fill in the spaces for the highest good with ease and grace and gratitude. So much, much love, my friends.